Typical Tomlin. Typical day at RMU. We had a hell of a time trying to get this soundboard to work to record this episode. It's currently 9:31 p.m. Thursday night. Chargers game's going on. They're playing the Vikings. Last I checked, they were up 14-0. But who loved that nice Thursday night game? How are you feeling about that, Amere?
Honestly, if Lab McConkey does good, I'll feel great for tonight's Thursday night game.
I was talking about last Thursday night.
Oh, you're talking about last Thursday night.
Yeah. The 31-33 loss to the Bengals.
Look, that's why I'm talking about tonight, because last Thursday's was rough, I'd say. It was very rough, but my overall
defensively,
my overall thoughts of that is the defense. I don't know how to explain it, but the defense, they're good on paper, but how they actually execute is not good at all.
The schematics.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and this is a repetitive issue we're seeing, getting burnt by the best right up the middle. Right up the middle.
Yeah, I already talked about that in the one episode, but we can briefly dive into what we've seen in that game before we preview this Packers game.
Yeah.
But the main thing to see was just schematics on defense. Offense, I had no big worries. Rodgers threw 2 picks. I thought the one was a little bit of a questionable throw. The other one was just a good play. But defensively, run defense, they were getting torched in the pass game, so they let guys up. Run offense open up for the Bengals. Darius Slay looked shaky in man. Ramsey looked shaky in man.
You know what? I do have a thought about that. I honestly think they're both performing, well, but they're old. You got to remember that. They're old.
Yeah, they got to go zone.
They're old. Exactly. They have to go zone. They're old, and they're not exactly the best they can be because, once again, they're aging. They're freaking aging.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, Jalen Ramsey was his coverage was fine until the last 2 steps of the play, and then he'd slip somehow.
Yeah.
But the main, defense I've seen throughout the week that they tried, changing up coverages, man zone, all that. But the one thing they didn't switch to was press coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals were living in that 2-second window of throwing a ball. You do some press coverage and you get some wins. You mess up that window. The main goal the Bengals had was get it out quick because, that pass rush is going to get home.
That's it.
But no, just out-schemed.
Once again.
Steelers living in their fears. Their biggest fear is if they do that press coverage, they're like, oh, we're going to let one up deep.
No, their biggest fear is Joe Flacco. That's the biggest fear.
Mike Tomlin's biggest fear.
Which, I'm not surprised. Flacco has had his number occasionally over Mike Tomlin, but at the same time, you got to be prepared no matter what.
Yeah, I just think it came down to Tomlin was thinking our defense is better than theirs. They're going to make more plays than their defense, and that's not the way the night spun.
I'm not going to lie. My biggest problem was, well, on the offensive side of the ball, I did have an issue at the end of the game there. Freiermuth should have went down. I personally think he should have I think he should have went down at least somewhere in the red zone. Just give us some breathing room, run out that clock a little bit, and then, kick a field goal. There you go. But defense still has to do their job even with that, touchdown being scored. So defense really
you pay a defense that much money, you'd hope they could get a stop and, crunch time to seal the game. Not the case.
Obviously they can't.
Not the case.
That's why
I started the Steelers defense, got a nice negative 4 points. Felt pretty sweet.
That always happens. Honestly, I was really I actually made a really bold decision to pick up Aaron Rodgers when I already had 3 quarterbacks and start him, because I'm like, C.J. Stroud's not going to do too well, but Aaron Rodgers was my best quarterback in fantasy.
What did he put up in points? 22?
Like 22.54.
Yeah. I had Mahomes. He put up 25 in the first half, so that was pretty nice.
Bo Nix was on my bench in one league. I would have had over 200 points if I started him.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
But Steelers are still first in the division, 4-2. Bengals 3-4. They're creeping. Browns 2-5. Ravens 1-5.
Oh God, I love the Ravens being 1-5.
Yeah. if the Steelers win that game Thursday, I think they just about kind of seal it up. But now they're back on the cusp of being that fringe playoff team.
Honestly,
so you can't win the games that you're supposed to win. What kind of team are you?
my biggest thing is I anticipated a loss to the division. Maybe even if the Bengals are bad, I anticipated a loss at some point.
And unfortunately, all Thursday night games favor the home team pretty
Yeah.
preferably, just because of like travel dates and stuff like that. I don't think that's much of an excuse to lose that game just because of how worse that roster is compared to the Steelers.
It was it reminded me a little bit of that Seahawks game in an aspect, but
The
you
Seahawks are pretty good though.
they are. But I don't know.
Just think about that Seahawks game. Calvin Austin doesn't, play volleyball for that pick, and Caleb Johnson's brain doesn't explode.
Yeah.
They probably can win that game. But, thoughts of offensive and defensive schematics. I like the offensive scheme. I think
Me too.
Smith's doing a pretty good job this year, and he's got a competent quarterback.
Yeah.
What you know about Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson.
Hey, Fields got
Both dudes
both
got
guys.
benched.
Yeah, I was about to say both guys got benched, but once again, I'm gonna piggyback on you right there. Offense, I liked how they were running the ball. I like how they were passing the ball. They were effective. Rodgers had 4 touchdowns?
4 touchdowns.
I think
Warren had
he's-
7.3 yards
Yeah.
per carry
I think Rodgers is the only quarterback this year to have 4 touchdowns in
in
2
multiple games.
Yeah, which
I would
love.
say the pieces on offense are coming together. The O-line looks like they're slightly putting together, except for tackling your old quarterback after a touchdown.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. All right, hear me on that. That was funny, but I saw Rodgers get up and start yelling in his
Yeah.
face. I'm like, oh, that's Rodgers for you.
Yeah, he's mad.
I mean, I don't blame him. You got a freak of nature jumping on you. That's like
Also,
Darnell Washington
Broderick's
jumping.
huge.
Yeah.
So
Defense
Yeah.
though,
I think the main thing with the defense is you need Nick Herbig out there
I agree.
more often, majority of the time. Highsmith, I don't think he's getting it done, especially coming off injury.
That's why I think they should trade him.
Yeah, I'd trade him over Freiermuth.
At this point, I would trade him for another defensive back. And you know what? I'm not going to talk about that. That's for later.
But how about this? Chuck Clark is getting more than the majority of snaps at free safety.
He is not good.
I'm confused as to what one Thornhill is supposed to be.
I guess
Going
he's
on,
probably
yeah.
in Tomlin's doghouse or something.
I have no idea. I think Thornhill should get in there more. He seems a little more vicious than Chuck
Mhm.
Clark. I don't even know if Chuck Clark's on the field, which he's probably letting up some stuff. But in the future, what do you see? What do you want to see from both sides of the ball? What do you think is gonna
From the
fix
offense,
it up for him?
keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what
Yeah.
you're doing. Just be a little bit
Jumbo
more,
set.
just be a little bit more efficient with it and just keep doing what
Mhm.
you're doing.
Even
Defense,
even times in that Bengals game, whenever they leaned away from the run, that's when their drive started to stall
See,
out. If you can run a damn ball.
exactly. I was saying that like they started running the ball way too late in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like if they kept pounding the rock, they would have been in a way better spot than trying to force the ball downfield. But the defensive side of the ball, I don't even know. They need a complete overhaul of their schematics because it's not working.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Jamar Chase said he knew that they were doing every time.
because they're predictable. See, this is
Mhm.
like the same thing we've been hearing every year. They're so predictable, but on the other side of the ball this time.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're out. They've always been. Dude, remember when Brady would play them?
oh yeah, Brady knew.
That was just free real estate.
There was a
Even Edelman pointed it out
there was
in
a
a podcast one time. He was
some
like,
guy on the
"Oh, they
Eagles
that
did the
against
same
us."
thing. I don't know what his name was, but I think it was one of their coaches when the Eagles torched the Steelers. That's when AJ Brown had like 2 touchdowns on Minka.
Yeah, they don't.
They were talking about it.
They don't get creative enough. And if you kept a guy like Brian Flores on the staff, maybe you'd have a little bit of a
And we hear the ironic thing.
more of a wild
Steelers
card on
outcoached
you.
Brian Flores this year. Make that make sense.
Yep.
Make that make sense.
Arthur Smith, man.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Tomlin's just keeps his buddies around. That's what I think he wants to do.
I mean, Tomlin definitely has some sort of vice grip on the defense as well,
That is true.
and he doesn't change. So, we'll I'm not even gonna mention it. Anyways, not even worth my breath. So, Steelers play the Green Bay Packers Sunday night, 8:25, home, which is it's a nice little added bonus. Steelers perform pretty well Sunday night football at home. Rodgers says there's no bad blood. I believe him. He says he wants to retire a Packer. Rumors are that could be in a year, more than that could be after this offseason. It'd be next offseason. I'm hearing rumors that the Steelers are down to bring Rodgers back for another year.
I mean, I don't hate it.
The QB class is crumbling right now.
I don't hate it, but
draft. Because look, you only got
this might be
Fernando, you got Ty Simpson, and then Dante Moore, and then it goes down the cliff after that.
Or Sellers.
He might go back to school.
Really?
Yeah.
This might be a real controversial take, but I just want to see what Will Howard has to offer. That's really what I want to see. Like, he's probably not going to be good.
I understand the logic.
I just want to see him.
People think he's like the next franchise quarterback.
He is not, but
stop drinking the Kool-Aid. The dude was a 6th-round pick for a reason.
It's just like when we drafted Josh Dobbs. Everybody was like, "Oh, Josh Dobbs is going to be the future." Sat behind Ben.
Goldilocks, yeah.
Yeah, he was all right.
He's a serviceable backup.
That's what I think Howard will be.
Yep.
Unless he's not going to be another Brady, obviously. But
unless we trade for Tua.
I think I might walk out of this room. Joe Milton?
Yeah, a little late for that. That's who the Dolphins should trade for. My God.
They should. They gotta
get rid of.
They gotta
Tua
fire
ASAP.
McDaniels. They gotta do a lot of stuff. They gotta overhaul that team.
I mean, like McDaniels he's probably lost the locker room at this point.
Oh, it's been lost.
But Tua just sucks, man.
That's my fantasy name. Too many concussions.
Yeah, Tua just blows, and they're paying him like $50 million a year. Good work. Brian Flores was right. If you know, you know. Anyways, back to previewing this Steelers-Packers game. Steelers have one notable injury. Zach Frazier. This came out of nowhere. Calf injury. He was limited the other day, and today he was DNP. Did not practice. That's our cornerstone on the offensive line, man. That's who's snapping the ball.
That's rough.
Making all these signals. Who the hell are they going to put in? Ryan McCollum or something? I don't even know who their backup center is anymore. I think that's who it is. But still,
the depth chart.
I'm pretty sure that's who it is. He was like okay last year when Frazier was out.
Yeah.
But we need these pieces to stick together to further develop this young offensive line.
I'm kind of
besides Sayamalu.
Yep, it's Ryan McCollum.
Yep.
Oh,
but the Packers have some decently large injuries. They got Lucas Van Ness, questionable with a foot. He's their third edge rusher behind Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. And then Dontavian Wicks, questionable with the calf. I think he didn't practice. Sorry, I'm a little tired.
I just yawned too.
He did not practice at all this week, so he's probably going to be out. But hopefully, Frazier's in.
Yeah, but especially with those calf injuries, you want to be a little bit careful because it could lead to an Achilles tear, which look in the NBA, all those guys have messed up calves. They end up tearing their Achilles.
On the old wooden floor.
That's what happened to Tatum,
Hallie,
and Halliburton. And then there was another guy. So, yeah.
Dude, I saw the starting lineup for the Rockets. They're big, man.
Dude, they
6'7",
are.
and then 6'11" across the board.
My guy KD's down there.
He's playing shooting guard.
Let's not get into basketball because I can go on all night. My Sixers won last night, so I was like, all right, against the Celtics.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it right now, but I saw that graphic, and I was like, I like that. I could run with that team in 2K. Just freaking big body, everybody.
Dude, broken.
But looking at some, team statistical trends here. Steelers, 30th pass and rush offense. Good stuff. Packers, 20th pass and rush offense. They have similar touchdown numbers. Steelers have 17 on the season.
Is this made by PFF?
Packers have 18 on the season.
This was definitely made by PFF, right?
Why was that?
I don't know. I just think the stats.
I just went to NFL.com and just sorted them and started counting.
Nah, bro. They got this from PFF.
Well, if you think about it, the Steelers have no, they have the same amount of games as the Packers, but that kind of messes with their standings there. But the Packers right now do have the number one rushing defense in the NFL.
I don't have it. Honestly, I don't think I have an issue with that.
Last time that happened against the Browns,
exactly. That's my exact point.
We're able to run the ball.
I mean, I feel like
they haven't met the jumbo set yet.
I feel like if they go through with that jumbo set, like you said, and kind of do a running back by committee, I think they'll be fine. Get Darnell Washington in there moving people around, so I think they'll be fine.
DK Metcalf at fullback.
DK Metcalf, what a
guy. But defensively, scoring wise, they've let up some amount of points. But Packers only have 3 takeaways on the season and 3 turnovers, so their turnover differential is a 0. Pretty sure the Steelers are at 5 right now. Because that nice little stinker last Thursday.
Not gonna lie, that one pick shouldn't have happened. Metcalf just got the ball ripped out of his hands.
Yeah, he kind of got a little
Got sunned.
A little messed up a little bit on that play. But keys to win here, I think the best thing is get that pressure on that dude Jordan Love. He likes chilling back there, taking his time. Nicholas Herbig, send him in there. You know what I mean? Nick Herbig. You don't even need to take one of the guys off the field. You send that guys from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Just get your good pass rushers out there on obvious passing downs. Send it home. Make Love's life miserable. Make the Love life miserable,
Make him not love life.
Exactly. Getting our puns out here.
At least on my side, keys to win. I said this earlier about offense. Keep doing what you're doing. Pound the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't get away from that. Don't get away from running the rock during a game.
Keep building on that foundation.
Exactly. It's like what? Rome wasn't built overnight. It was built brick by brick. I don't mean to get philosophical, but build the bricks by running the ball, and then boom, there we go.
Acrisure wasn't built in one night. You know what I mean? More like Heinz Field, though.
Right.
That's right.
On the defensive side of the ball, I'm have to agree with you. Get some pressure on. Get some pressure on Jordan Love. I think that's the biggest thing. And
give me more Eccles and more Juan.
I like Eccles. He started to really grow on me. He had a few rough plays, but he's growing on me. But another thing is the secondary has to hunker down. Get it together, figure something out. Got 2 veterans in there who should be commanding this secondary, but it's looking completely opposite of how I expected it to. So defensive backs need to hunker down. Get more reps in for Thornhill, like you said earlier, and I think they'll be fine. And stop, for the love of God, stop giving up ridiculous amounts of yards to their number 1 receiver. Lock them down. You see that?
I don't think the Packers necessarily have a number 1 receiver, so
yeah.
I'm curious to how that's going to fare. It's definitely
we'll somehow
an
get
easier matchup for the corners.
Have you seen that video of the old man? This is private property.
No.
Oh my! I got to show you this after, but. He says something called lock 'em up. That's what the Steelers defense has to do. Lock 'em up.
Stop being soft. That's what I say.
I was going to say something along those lines too, but keeping it PG. Because I think I'm let an F-bomb slip last episode.
This is what I like from the post-game press conferences or interviews. Joey Porter Jr. was like, yeah, I didn't like the calls. My dude Jalen Ramsey said, F them calls. We got to play better.
Okay, not going to lie.
That's my type of mentality right there.
Some of the calls were a little wishy-washy.
Oh, I
agree.
Me,
but,
like
do your job.
That holding on that Warren touchdown.
Yep. It was I don't know.
Yeah, they were trying to keep it close.
But when you hear something,
they did.
When you hear something funny though, so every time that officiating crew, I think officiates, we somehow lose the game.
That's good stuff.
And they also throw out the most penalties that crew did as well, and I did see that.
Steelers versus refs every week.
Well, okay, no. So the week before that, we had Ron Torbett. Well. The week before we had the Ron Torbett crew, and he's usually a little wishy-washy with the. Honestly, I don't know how I know all these referee crews, but some of them are good
for money lines. That's why.
That's true. Some are good, some aren't.
You can gamble now. You're 21.
Yeah, I can't.
By the way, Amir's birthday was last Tuesday. Happy birthday, Amir.
Thank you.
Or not last. It was a few days ago.
But I can't gamble because I
2-1.
work with an NHL team, and that's
tampering.
That's a big no-no.
You can't even gamble on football?
No. I don't.
You can't go to the casino?
I could
run some blackjack?
I could do that. I was at the casino.
Did you run some blackjack?
No, I was on the slot machines, bro. I was up.
Dude, just clicking buttons. Then
I was
lost
up.
it all.
No. I had about $10 left before I was like, okay, I'm done.
Is it entertaining on the slot machines?
No, I was people watching the whole time, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it was goofy. Like, you had these old
you gotta
people.
You gotta bring all the heads over to roulette.
The roulette tables were closed.
It was probably because of a weekday or something.
It was Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Everything else, the tables that were popping was like Baccarat and all those like Chinese ones. I'm like
50-50 Baccarat. That's the stuff, dude.
I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play. That's why I'm not gonna put my money on something I don't know how to play. But I was gonna hit the blackjack table before I left with $10, but the minimum was 20.
We'll give a little gambling lesson on this. Might as well. I can't even gamble, but Baccarat. It's odds. You might as well say it's 50-50. Before any cards are placed, there's 2 hands: banker, player. You might as well. That doesn't even matter. Like banker, you think it's the house, whatever. Say black and white, banker player. Okay, I pick the black hand player. It's off. It goes off of the single digit thing. So say the two cards are a 7 and a 5, then you get a 2. It wouldn't be a 12.
Yeah.
But the other hand gets a king and a queen. Then it's a 20. It's a 0. So you win with the 2. Closest single digit number to 9 wins. And you're not set to just one hand you can pick before. So
I'm gonna have to find a game on the App Store for this, bro.
I was gonna say it doesn't sound too bad, but you're obviously gonna lose anyways because the house. But
Yeah.
house always wins. But anyways, if you notice like one hand is like I don't know keeps hitting like statistically, the other one's gonna win. That's why I think it's interesting. Whenever I turn 21, I don't even care about drinking because that's pretty much poison going into your body. But gambling,
Let me know.
I'm ready to lose all my money.
Let me know. Let me know because we
might have to pull up.
hit up on the blackjack table.
Yeah. Blackjack.
Hey,
a little more. You see me playing blackjack
in class.
in class.
Well,
Not real money.
Dude, I was gonna hit the poker tables, but I looked in the room and they looked like they were real for real.
I don't even know how to play poker.
Well, I play on my PlayStation all the time. Don't ask that.
I have to pull up the cheat sheet of good hands. I have no clue what's going on. All right, we got our predictions for the game. A little sidebar, but predictions. I don't know if I'm trying to go with some reverse karma. But I like to stay optimistic. I'm thinking this is going to be relatively low scoring. I think it's two defenses that can perform well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go along the side of 17-13 Steelers.
17-13.
Lock it in.
Honestly, I can see that happening. But okay. But I think that I'm going to go with a Steelers win, but it's going to be around the realms of 24-10. I feel like defense is going to rebound.
Dub.
I feel like defense is going to rebound here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should play them. I just picked up a new defense, but it's like
I pick up a new defense every week.
Yeah, I roll with the Steelers, but they've had too many negative games for me. So I picked up I forget who I picked up. But right now I have the Buccaneers defense slotted, and they're playing New Orleans. I feel like that's a lot better of a matchup.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good.
Anyways, I got 17-13. Amir's got 24-10. We both got the Steelers winning. Experts do not. They have favorites over the Packers. But,
Of course.
hometown. We're towners,
Of
hometown
course.
people. But before we get into our hot takes, we got this one question. As of right now, we're 6 games in. We're in technically week 8 now. Who are the best 5 players on the Steelers roster?
Aaron Rodgers.
No particular order, or you put him in number 1?
Just no particular order.
Particular order.
Because I feel like this could be a little interchangeable.
All right.
So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers, Trent Jordan Watt.
Okay.
I need to think. Hold on. I need to keep thinking. Obviously, Jalen Warren. I kind of want to throw a little dark horse in there with Mr. Darnell because he's been sneaky. He's been sneaky good, if you ask me, with his run blocking and just providing some value there. Number 4, DeKalen Metcalf. I feel like I'm not really giving the defense too much love here. And honestly, I haven't seen anything bad from Pat Queen too recently, so I'm going to go with Pat Queen.
All right, I'm going to fire mine off in specific order. Number 1, Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
Number 2, Jalen Warren. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers. Number 4, Nick Herbig.
Valid.
Number 5, it's a tie for me, but I'm going to go DK Metcalf.
Okay.
You may be wondering, where's TJ Watt? Those too busy getting triple teams, so
Yeah,
we'll just
true.
put him off to the side. We going guys putting up he puts an impact, but I need more.
Yeah.
He got locked up by Maris Mims last game, I'm not going to lie.
He
So.
did, which, I mean, it shows you kind of the Bengals have a nice little pick there in Mims when they drafted him, which
Yeah.
I wish Mims was a Steeler. I'm not going to lie with you. I really wish
he got
they...
picked before Fatanu, but Fatanu hasn't looked bad.
Honestly,
I haven't noticed him, which is a good sign on the O-line.
I think the entire offensive line has been looking pretty good. Broderick is, matter of fact, I'm proud of Broderick Jones. I'm proud of him. He still has stupid penalties here and there, but I'm proud of him.
He's progressing.
He's turning it around, and I love to see it.
I'm curious who's performing better, him or Dan Moore.
I don't even look up PFF, bro. I know where you're going. You're going to PFF. I have beef with PFF, Carter.
Why do you not like PFF?
Because they're just.
How about this?
I have issues with PFF.
We'll ask
that's
ChatGPT.
Oh no.
As of right now.
I just asked ChatGPT who will win, Packers or the Steelers. Oh my God, ChatGPT leans for the Packers to win.
Yeah, that's what favorites are picking them too.
Their offensive consistency and Pittsburgh's defensive questions specifically, I'm inclined to say Green Bay just covers. Huh.
Dang, Moore over Jones right now. Anyways.
This is interesting. Hold up.
AI predictions.
What? Okay. So this one now says Steelers 27-24.
Ah, close one.
No, ChatGPT just switched it up. But it's still saying the Packers are winning.
Oh.
This thing is an idiot.
Hey, AI is always
hallucinating.
It's always
hallucinating,
up to something.
Man.
Yeah, that's what people call it whenever it makes stuff up. But I'm looking at the PFFs here because why not? PFF's not gospel. But then we got Broderick Jones, PFF. Ain't gospel, but we'll take a look. All right. So Dan Moore's overall grade, he is 68, 32nd ranked out of tackles. Roger Jones, 51.3, 66th out of 77 tackles.
This is why I don't like PFF. When the Steelers played the Browns, they gave Myles Garrett the top edge rusher scorer of the week, and I think it was the highest rated player of the week. So I'm like,
yeah, they gave him higher than like Watt.
I'm like, this guy had
one
tackle.
He had 2 assisted tackles, not even a solo.
That makes no sense, but
is what it is.
No, it's glaze.
PFF for you. I heard that they have randos analyze footage, so
they probably do.
Hot takes, hot cakes. Amere, ship them off. What you got?
So I was just sitting here thinking, about Highsmith. I honestly think that the Steelers should move on from him. I personally think that if they do that, they need to double down on one side of the ball, and that side of the ball is the defense. If you're going to, I think the offense is in a way where they can float by. They're not going to be elite. They're not going to be the best offense in the league, but they're going to be able to float by and be top 10 at best. Once Calvin Austin gets back, you got more weapons there. You can.
After week 3, they've been ranked a top 10 offense with efficiency ratings after they introduced that jumbo set. Just to let you know.
Keep that going.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Why not? And that's why I said keep it going earlier. And I feel like double down on defense because they need help. Whether it's, on that defensive line, secondary, linebackers.
Why are you trying to trade Highsmith?
Herbig.
Well, then you got less guys coming off the edge.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Keep
Well,
Jack Sawyer's out there.
You're trading Highsmith for a corner.
Trade Highsmith for something on defense. That's really what I'm kind of leaning towards. Double down on fixing it secondary. You know what I mean? I feel like the Steelers need to do that. Whether it's even fixing the safety gap. Yeah. I just feel like Highsmith will serve it, bring back some kind of value. So,
just depends who wants them and what are they willing to give up for them.
Because edge rushers are pretty.
Because you think about
commodity.
If you're going to trade an edge rusher of his age, it's going to have to be to a fellow, playoff candidate.
Send him to the 49ers. Send him out west.
Who we getting in return?
I have no idea. I'm not going to lie. But I know that Bose is hurt.
Yeah. We don't know what's going on. But my hot take is, after this game, the Steelers will realize they actually need this extra receiver too, and they're going to go make that trade out. Myers, Olave, Waddle? Question mark?
If the Steelers got Waddle, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We'll see. I just think it's going to come down because whenever you do empty set, you kind of want speedier guys to spread the field. You can't put out 2 tight ends out there.
Oh. So I'm just looking at this article, and they're just talking about the 49ers are actively looking for an edge rusher.
Yeah.
3 names are Kayvon Thibodeau,
The Giants.
and Bradley Chubb, and then Alex Highsmith.
Yeah, if they want to give us Ricky Pearsall,
He can't stay healthy.
Yeah, no, he can't.
Well, to be fair, he got shot.
He did get shot. Now, I don't know what they'd give up in for compensation. I'm assuming the Steelers would want more than picks. I just don't know what they really have to offer.
Who's up in that 49ers
if
secondary?
anything?
My mom's going to listen to this and be like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm like, give us somebody.
I don't know who they'd grab from there.
I'm just going to look at their secondary here. Oh, my God.
I don't think they have much in their secondary, actually, because Travarius Ward went somewhere else. Talanoa Hufanga's on the Broncos. He wasn't good, in my opinion, anyways.
Honestly, I didn't mind him. I think everyone.
You do Highsmith for Ayuk. Granted, Ayuk's not even healthy, so who knows? I think this trade will happen at the deadline, though, whenever they get whatever they ship off or get back.
Well, their number one guy's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm just looking at this team, and you got to look at all the red injury indications.
Yeah. That's football.
That
was the Steelers' first couple weeks, too.
It was. But I honestly think the 49ers have it bad every single year.
Christian McCaffrey took all the juice to stay healthy. He's finally having a good season. I think it's a contract year, so that's what he'll do. He'll play good for a contract year, and then he'll be all jacked up afterwards.
I'm just looking at they got Renardo Green. Oh, my God. Diamador Lenore. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know too much about their secondary. But that is going to wrap it up here. Hopefully Sunday night does not end in pain.
If it does, I may not be seen for the week.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, have a good weekend. Go Steelers.
See ya.